and there seemed to be no possible solution for the conflict. We gathered at the Brussels conferences to keep the hope alive. One of the first conferences was opened by the words of Farah. There's a beautiful video on YouTube about her, a 6-year-old Syrian girl living in Zaatari refugee camp in Jordan. And thanks to our collective support, she could go to school, she could learn for a better future. And today, Farah is a grown-up girl. She wants to become a journalist in her native Syria. But for the first time ever, since we have these conferences, her wish is not just a dream, it is a real possibility. Because Syria is a new country. And today the dreams and the aspirations of the Syrian people are no longer on hold. For the first time in decades, Syria's hope can become reality. Of course, the path to reconciliation and recovery is still long. On the one hand, we see very encouraging steps. The agreement between the central authorities and the Kurdish SDF, for instance, is nothing short but historic. Also important is the signing of a constitutional declaration by interim President al-Shara. On the other hand, the attacks on security forces and the violence against civilians in Syria's coastal region show that the situation remains fragile. Once again, we have seen Syrian mothers weeping for their lost children and old wounds reopen. But we also see the Syrian authorities' commitment to bring the perpetrators to justice, to protect minorities, and to form an inclusive government. All of this is vital for reconciliation. From our side, we must do everything in our power to support these goals and to support a successful transition. And this is the reason why we are all gathered here today. We want the Syrian people to know that we will be with them every step of their way. And this is why it is so important that for the first time we're joined by Minister Al-Shaibani. A very warm welcome. In the past, we have always worked for Syria and for Syrians. But today, we can finally work with Syria. And this gives a new meaning to the Brussels conference. So we would like to hear from you about the needs of your people and your plans for rebuilding state institutions. For every new step you take towards an inclusive political transition, we are ready to move forward together with you. Europe is ready to do its part, and this is what I would like to focus on.